Leatherberry.
Good evening. Although we're not sitting side by side, we are together in purpose here tonight. I hope this finds you safe and sheltered and with those you love. This year marks my second and final year as chair of the board of the Executive Leadership Council. I can't believe 2 years have gone by so quickly. It's been such an honor to serve in this position, and doubly so as I come behind some phenomenal leaders. I think particularly of one, Bernard Tyson. When I became chair, I went to see Bernard to talk about the opportunities and challenges of the role. He gave me some great advice, and his wisdom continues to guide me. It was such a shock when we lost Bernard last November. Only 60 years old, he was one of the most influential healthcare leaders of his generation. A man who cared passionately about healthcare for all, a staunch supporter of social justice, and a much loved family man and force for good in our community. But amid that loss and grief, there is hope. The work Bernard cared most passionately about will continue, and to honor his memory and continue his legacy, the American Heart Association has announced the Bernard J. Tyson Impact Fund. This national fund, led by his widow, Denise Bradley Tyson, will support evidence-based, locally led solutions to improve access to healthcare and related services for underserved and under-resourced communities. The last 2 years feel a little like a blur. So much was done in what seemed a short period of time, but I believe that we've accomplished much. We faced challenges to diversity that our ancestors would recognize, and in the face of that injustice and instability, the ELC has emerged more relevant and as a greater driving force for our community. I'm proud of the power of the ELC's voice now in the public domain. Our story is being told in corner offices and corporate boardrooms and by prominent media outlets. And I'd like to share a few of our accomplishments with you. At last year's Gala, I spoke about the ELC's Strategic Vision 2021 and our plans to deepen our philanthropic outreach and presence in the community. This year, the ELC will invest $2 million to launch a series of new philanthropic programmatic pillars. We created these pillars to help young Black women and men succeed as business executives. We launched the Black Male Cohort Initiative, a pilot program created in collaboration with the business schools of 3 historically Black colleges and universities, Delaware State, Howard University, and North Carolina A&T. Together, we will help Black male students attain career and life success by completing their degrees, obtaining internships, leveraging mentoring support, and developing leadership skills. An emphasis on data analytics and critical resource platforms will help drive the success of the program. Our 2 additional new program pillars include a leadership development program for students through our ELC Institute for Leadership Development and Research, and a Black entrepreneurship support initiative that includes mentoring, investing, and capacity investments for entrepreneurs. We continued our philanthropic giving through grants and charitable donations to select nonprofit organizations benefiting the Black community. I am proud that we also expanded our philanthropic impact into the United Kingdom, where our ELC membership continues to grow. We issued a grant to the Amos Bursary, which is an organization that supports a talent pipeline of men of African and Caribbean descent in the UK by developing and uplifting them through education, personal and professional development, and business opportunities. We launched the ELC's Game Changer event last year. This is an unmatched forum for CEOs. It allows them to address critical issues faced by Blacks in the workplace within a confidential peer group, and it offers action-oriented solutions for engagement and benchmarking. This year's virtual event had a different tone given the spotlight on racial inequities in the workplace after George Floyd's death. We facilitated hard conversations on an uncomfortable topic, but led as a trusted ally, knowing the only way to affect systemic change is to do it together. We've seen a marked rise in the number of people coming to the ELC for Black candidates to fill board seats. Thanks to the stellar reputation of our corporate board initiative, they know that the ELC is a valuable resource for Black board-ready candidates. One of our North Star goals is to increase the number of Black executives on corporate boards. In less than 3 months, we have led or engaged in multiple partnerships and initiatives devoted to increasing the number of Black executives on corporate boards, including the Board Diversity Action Alliance, led by our own former CEO of Xerox, Ursula Burns, in concert with Gabrielle Sulzberger, the Ford Foundation, and Teneo. Together, we're taking action to increase the representation of racially and ethnically diverse directors on corporate boards, beginning with Black directors. We also partnered with organizations like the Black Economic Alliance, When We All Vote, and the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, committed to driving public policy, advocacy, civic engagement, and voter education for the Black community. I'm also proud of the evolution of our ELC Institute. In addition to launching 2 research journals this year, we created new competency-based programs, including one for Black women. Earlier today, we wrapped up our first of its kind 2020 Mid-Level Managers Symposium. We had a stellar lineup of business and non-traditional speakers who focused on leadership development while empowering Black mid-level executives to bring their whole selves to work during these unprecedented times. Going virtual has allowed us to reach a broader segment of the talent pipeline than in past years. Like your organizations in 2020, we have recalibrated our investments to address global challenges. These include the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and the long-standing structural issues in society that have hindered our growth, productivity, and advancement as a Black community. But even amid these challenges, our work must continue. I want to emphasize that the initiatives and programs I've highlighted would not be possible without the continued support of our most valuable partners. You have done so much to advance best practices in the recruitment and advancement of Black talent in corporate America. Your generous investment in the ELC through monies raised and your continued corporate support this year made possible our inaugural Juneteenth event, funded the largest number of ELC scholarships ever for talented young men and women, and most significantly, helped advance our shared mission of achieving diverse leadership in the C-suite and the boardroom. We thank you for your support now, and as we look to our shared future, my association with the ELC encompasses many years. You might say that I've grown up professionally in this organization. Even before becoming a member, I participated in the ELC's inaugural Strengthening the Pipeline Leadership Development Program. Last month, I retired as a principal from Deloitte & Touche. I'm humbled as I realize that I am standing on the shoulders of those who formed this great organization, and that I now stand beside them as a legacy member, ready to continue the fight through a different set of lenses. Next year is the ELC's 35th anniversary, and if 2020 is any indicator, we will take many of our same challenges into 2021. We must stay steadfast to the mission of this organization. We must not only respect the gifts of our predecessors, but we must earn them as well. We must use our voice to stay at the forefront of systemic change and continue to elevate our stature in corporate America by supporting a pipeline of C-suite and board-ready leaders. No other organization brings together the business thought leadership and social impact leadership in one place. We are that place. Now is our time. It is a time for bold moves, for courage, and for resilience. Take those words to heart. Together we go forward into the future because we are one, standing strong with each other, and we will win. We are the Executive Leadership Council. Thank you.
Please